Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much for receiving me today. Again, it's such a great pleasure to have this wonderful opportunity. Of course, I have my close friends who really prepped me for this moment. We've been to university together for 4 years, and I got a lot of Korean influence back then when I was in college. My headmaster in college is a Korean. As
Really?
well.
Yeah.
And I have to say, like, although he appears as quite a strict person at first to me, I ended up
Stressing a bit of discipline.
discipline. Yes, sir, discipline. But I ended up learning a lot from him. He doesn't take the usual excuse that we Indonesian usually give when our head is on the line. But well, yeah, he really taught me about discipline. So it's really quite an interesting ride back then.
Right.
Right now, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. First, the electrical relationship between Indonesia and South Korea has been formed since more than 45 years ago. And this outstanding relationship has grown even stronger without any resistance issues from both countries, which is very remarkable. How do you see this relationship prospect towards the upcoming fifth decade period and beyond? And what will be the factors to tie up the bond even tighter?
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me at this prestigious kind of the journal. And I'm very delighted to be back to Indonesia personally, because I've been serving at the Korean Embassy in Jakarta previously from 2003 to 2005. So for me, it's more like pulang kampung to Indonesia, yeah, because I've been spending my 2 years in the early part of 2000, and after 13 years' time, I'm coming back to my second home, Indonesia, together with my wife. And we are very glad that during this, my absence of 13 years, Indonesia has been transforming itself quite tremendously, and then I can feel more dynamism and more kind of the robustness in the economy, and also the much more sense of pride on the part of the people of Indonesia. So I do congratulate you and all the people of Indonesia on making a bit of big strides in making this whole Indonesia greater. And as for the bilateral relations between Indonesia and Korea, I think this, as you have said, we are sharing common values upholding democracy, market economy, rule of law, and also, more importantly, values that are binding together families and friends. So those are the common elements that are binding the two countries very tight. And we do enjoy special strategic partnership between Indonesia and Korea. Indonesia is one and only country out of 10 ASEAN member states that are being kind of labeled as special strategic partners on the part of Korea. So that indicates how important, how valuable the partnership between Indonesia and Korea are being perceived by the people and the government of Korea. Now we are looking back upon the last 45 years of diplomatic relations, and also ahead of the coming years to come. What we are feeling at this moment is how to substantiate, how to make this already quite important and close partnership a bit more substantive and much more forward-looking, and also addressing the issues that will confront both countries together in the future to come. So I think there's one of the challenges is how to embrace the kind of all the fluctuations and volatility coming from international financial sectors and world trading system, and also how to protect democracy and freedom in each part of the world, and also how to promote people-to-people exchange. Those are the challenges that we will overcome, especially with the sense of gotong royong.
South South Korea is definitely one of the largest foreign investors in Indonesia. In fact, in the latest data that we are able to gather during the first quarter of 2018, South Korea has realized an investment in total of 940 million US dollars.
Right.
And it's ranked number 3 among other foreign investors. It's quite a remarkable investment, if I have to say myself. But actually, how do the Korean industrialists and businessmen perceive the future of Indonesian economic potentials?
Well, you rightly touched upon the fact that Korea's investment into Indonesia is growing. As you have said, in comparison with the last year, we have witnessed quite a significant growth in our Korea's foreign direct investment into Indonesia. And as a whole, the business interest of Korea is growing toward Indonesia's potentials in digital economy, potentials in health and bio industry, and potentials in lifestyle products. I think that Indonesia has been performing very well in economic the outcomes, and we do appreciate quite a consistent and coherent policy made by President Jokowi toward more reforms and more deregulations, and hopefully that will also lead us to have more interest elevated on the part of the Korean business community. And in the past, Korea's economic presence has been more or less focused upon labor-intensive industries like garment, textile, footwear, but now it has moved to capital-intensive industry like steel, petrochemical, electronics, and others. Now it is moving once again to new frontiers of economy, which is related with digital economy, lifestyle products, creative industries and content industries, and food and healthcare industries. So I think that's the composition of the Korea's interaction with Indonesian economic players is getting more diversified and much more rich.
Is it a sign that we Indonesians are receptive to Korean product?
Well, I think that's one of the reasons. Yes, because Korean brands and Korea-related things are quite familiar to Indonesian friends, and especially so-called millennials, young generations are very much in love with K-pop, K-drama, and K-things. So I think that is again boosting our brand power. And at the same time, Indonesia and Korea are not having any kind of the difficult issues, no source of contention, no source of conflicts. So I think that is again giving us another extra points or mileages for both countries to go together.